Afternoon. Afternoon, everybody. I'm sure I'm coming through okay. Hope you're all well. We all had a good weekend. Sorry for not being on yesterday. I was struggling. I'm struggling today. So I'm trying to kick my cigarette habit that I've had for quite some time. So I'm on day 2. I'm also doing a 30-day no booze challenge as well. Trying to go to the gym. So, but certainly the booze is going to be a little bit difficult, I think. I don't think I've ever done 30 days before in my life. Not during the week, but I mean on the weekend, because I'm like, well, what do I do now? So I'm going to try to do that. Off the ciggies. Let's see if I do it. So I'm struggling. I was struggling yesterday. Struggling a little bit today, this morning, certainly. Because I normally wake up, have a coffee, have a ciggy. And certainly being in the office, sometimes when I'm analyzing the charts, I have my ciggy as well. So anyway, I'm trying cold turkey, but I think I'm going to have to get I'll probably have to get one of those e-cigs, to be honest, to help out for the first 2 weeks. But apparently after 2 weeks, it's quite easy. So who's in the room today? Let's see. FX, how you doing, pal? EuroCAD, yeah, I'll go through EuroCAD. AJ, thanks for liking the stream. I appreciate that, mate. Roger, how you doing? Andy, how you doing, mate? Hope you are well. Ian, hey, buddy, haven't seen you for a while. Hope you're good. Einrib as well. Syed, David, Kat, hope you're all well. Thanks for joining. So, yeah, I'll try, David. I'll try. It's difficult. I wish I'd never picked it up in the first place. So, because I wasn't on live yesterday, we'll do our $50 competition today. I'm going to do it in pound USD. I'll go through that in a second after I do the indexes and the dollar and what I'm looking at. If you want me to look at anything, put it in the chat and I'll get to it after my watch list. I am in a trade right now, which I'll go into. But the SPX for me right now is, you know, we've come a long way. Okay, we've had a very nice run up. We had a little bit corrective. We have a decent push through today, but yesterday is kind of changed a little bit. I know it was a Monday yesterday, but we're getting this kind of battle bar, this BB battle between buyers and sellers, and no real follow through. So my bias, which was last week and the end of last week, that we turn into a potential complex corrective here. And I think that probably has to continue. I think because we have moved decently, we have got a 20-period catch-up. I just think this bar, because of this bar, kind of shifted things. And I think we come down now before moving back to the upside. And I think maybe that's what you're getting on that 4-hour chart. In saying that, you know, we could get a reaction here and it could push on because it has been very bullish. So that's not out the case. We have these moving averages here. I think on the hourly, it does look a little bit bearish. Certainly if we break and close underneath this area, it would give added confirmation for that potential complex pullback. But in the grand scheme of things, it's still risk on, you know, and the idea of looking for entries, maybe, you know, maybe if you look at this SPX on the daily, if I zoom in so you can see that, and let me know if I'm too zoomed out or you can't really see, by the way, guys. But maybe if you get this and you get a catalyst here, looking at the yen and potentially the Swiss at that point for selling it, may make sense if it continues, which you would expect, to the upside. So yeah, risk on, but it's still in pullback mode until it breaks above those highs. Amar, how you doing? Ash, Euro Swiss tagged break even. Yeah, I'll go into Euro Swiss in a bit. Hey John, mate, how you doing? Clarence, hey Bill. Gold looks good for a retest. Yeah, I'll go into gold. I've actually got gold on my list. Ethereum implosion. Yeah, the crypto's taking a hit, right? Crypto's taking a hit. I don't think it's an implosion. If we look at Bitcoin, you know, I mean, you didn't really want this to happen, to be honest, from this structure. It's not really what you want to see. You want this to push through and kind of your corrective to come from that impulse. So it's hard. It's hard. What I would say is if we put a simple line chart on it, maybe do you think that's losing momentum? Possibly. You know, Bitcoin and all the crypto goes wild when it breaches all-time highs, right? And normally when you see that, it comes off a little bit. Breaching all-time highs, right? Let's post it on Instagram. Everybody's going crazy and it comes down. Same with here. You know, breached all-time highs. I'll be honest, I'm kind of on the fence on Bitcoin and certainly the crypto market right now. Long-term, yes. Long-term, absolutely. But maybe it's impulse, loss of momentum, a harder reset, continuation. Maybe you're getting that in Bitcoin and most of the cryptos. So implosion, no. I don't think so. Not yet, anyway. It's been on a decent run. We have to remember that. But with crypto, with the decent cryptos, not the nonsense cryptos, buy them on pullbacks. You know, if you're thinking long-term, and you should be thinking long-term, forget about trading-wise, buy them on pullbacks. You know, I don't think Bitcoin's going to go to zero. I think it's going to go to 100 grand. So, yeah. Okay, I'll go through my list. So Euro Swiss, I'm in this trade. Primarily looking at this 4 hour. Now remember, my trading time frame is the 4 hour, so I'm not as interested in what's happening right now, albeit this looks a little bit bullish on that pullback. However, I'm more interested on how this 4 hour closes. Now we know with the euro it's been weak, okay? But nothing on this. Fair enough, it's gone back to break even after a decent move. But I mean, it's just still in this for me. You know, 20 period is coming down. Would I like this? Obviously, if we can get that from this potential corrective and then sellers coming in again, we don't know what's going to happen in the future, then I would like it. But nothing that is happening right now is scaring me or worrying me. You know, it's just doing what the market does. You know, like I said, nothing there is worrying me. I still, as this whole context, I still like. You know, I wish it would go down just massively, impulsively, but we know that that's not how trading works. So, yeah, I mean, this will do what it needs to do. We've still got this area. We've got everything on our side, and I'll wait for that 4 hour to hopefully come back down. The bias is to the downside. So Euro Swiss, I like. If I go into the setup, in case you guys don't know it. So the setup came here, and you can look at this as a head and shoulders. I'm looking at this as a cup with handle within an AB shallow C. This area here is really nice. Okay, so we got our basing structure, we got our digestive structure, and you know, you're looking at these bars here, looking at these bars here. This one particularly coming on a little bit of volume as the euro is trying to push up. Nope, trying to push up. Nope, creating our AB shallow C from this basing structure on this downtrend. It just adds a lot of confluences there, you know, underneath the 20 now. And we did get a nice break. You know, we did get a nice break through that. And yeah, we're just in corrective. So bias for this is to continue down. If it doesn't, then shit happens, right? We're going with that trend. I know people are saying to me, oh, it's a significant level. Yes, but, you know, for me, I'm not really interested in the 2020 level. I'm interested in what's happening now. And, you know, we had a nice digestive period. Again, 20 periods there, very similar to this. We're looking for that same reaction. And at the moment, Still looks like we get it. Still looks like we get it. Okay, sorry, I'm going to go through my list. So gold is on my list. I'll go through gold. Someone asked me about gold as well. The only issue I have with gold longs is kind of gone now. So before this 4 hour is happening, unless this fakes, I kind of thought about this, potentially that rising wedge for continuation to the downside. Now, if this closes above, that's off the cards, and we continue to go with that trend. So this is good. I like this setup. You know, I like this here. By the way, I'm not in this trade. This is just for my FTMO. You can see it's only 0.01. So I get my 10 days. But this is nice. Squeeze, just a very simple squeeze. ABC corrective, push on. So if you want to go and take a nice context in terms of a trading time frame, there it is. Tag the level multiple times. Got a nice ABC prior to a break. Boom, push through. Do I think this is going to retest now? I'm not sure. It may, you know, when gold has momentum, yes, it goes. But I'll be looking at a retest for continuation on gold. But that, I mean, that looks quite good now. That looks quite good. So who asked me about a retest? Sorry, Clarence, right? Where is it? Gold looks good for a retest. Yeah, I guess this is what you mean here, right? I think we need the retest to happen now. You know, we don't want it to come up here because then your retest looks a bit more like a V reversal and probably too far gone. So you kind of need the retest to happen within this, you know, within the next hour for it to start to come back down, or else you've just got to leave it go. But this, remember, if you like taking breaks on the smaller time frames, then by all means, that is really nice. It's just a simple squeeze into the area. You use your ABC. Let's see if volume came in C wave. No, you didn't get the exact volume structure you like, but you know, you saw the pattern there. Push through. So gold looks good long. Whether it retests or not, we'll have to wait and see. I did have the US 30 on my list, but I think, oh no, this is still in play. So very similar to the SPX, where we are maybe expecting, if we look at this particular bar, that complex here. So this is kind of giving us our slight bit of confluence that maybe it does want to continue correcting for a little bit more, maybe even back to this support area. And the context for here on the 30-minute is our V reversal within a cup with handle. Moving averages are on side of price action, looking for a breakout retest for movement to the downside in that counter trend or in that corrective. So, I mean, I like this. You know, I do like this for a counter trend move. Again, our moving averages on these smaller time frames are on side. And I don't know, I just think these bars that we saw in the SPX and the US 30 is kind of thinking to myself that maybe we get that. In which case, yeah, the US 30 could fall. So I'm going to be watching that for a breakout retest as well. Pound Aussie potential to the downside, but maybe. Pound is strong this morning. Obviously, that's fundamentally based. Well, I don't want to say obviously, but obviously getting a reaction from that news coming out of the Bank of England. I was looking at this for a reversal cut with handle at this B wave, so a larger ABC. See that more clearly on the daily chart, going with that trend. Nice corrective continuation. However, with the strength we're getting here, what this would need to turn into, and I'm not saying pound is going to continue because I like to look at the charts rather than the news. This would have to come into this for a breakout to the downside. Like you guys know, I like a break of B wave, and that's what I'm looking at. But if pound gets momentum, it certainly can move quite decently. So I'll keep it on my list, but it looks to be that pound wants to make a move. But pound can also come off very quickly as it's gone on. So let's see. And finally, USD yen. Sorry, guys, I'm not going through your chat here. Darren, hey, Ryan, can you look at GJ? Yeah, I'll look at GJ. David, bearish pound waiting to get short, but the move is dominant. I've been long for 2 days on the FTSE 100. Every pound pair is flying, yep, but the FTSE's actually not budged a meter. Let's have a look at the FTSE, with the UK 100 here. Yeah, I mean, this could be doing the same thing. Who asked me that? David. Yeah, it could be doing the same thing. You know, it's just, do I trust it, the pound right now? Do I trust it? Probably not. Probably not. And you know, maybe looking at this, you could get. I mean, don't disregard that it's on an uptrend. You could get a little pullback before continuation. The 4-hour looks like it could do that as well. All these indexes look like they could potentially be in for a complex pullback. So, it's hard to say, David. It's hard to say. The pound's flying right now. Do I think it can continue? My bias would be probably not, but I don't know. I don't know. It could certainly do that. And finally, USD yen. Sorry. So USD yen, I like. Daily chart is good. Nice complex corrective here. Bullish engulfer at C wave from this latest impulse. So this is great. I'm looking for a break of this area. So we've got our head and shoulders here. The only issue I'm having is there's a lot of clear air here, right? A lot of clear air. I like a little bit of mess. So because of this decent impulse, I would like this to do something like this for me to go long, because that makes that kind of impulse digested a little bit more rather than just taking this as a head and shoulders and taking it through. Now, obviously, that's not saying it can't go, we know, disclaimer, can go anywhere. But for me to take it long, as a breakout, this is what I would look for. I could take this as a breakout retest if it does break, but I can't take it as a breakout just yet. But it's something I certainly want to get involved in. I like the idea of buying the USD yen. It makes sense where the DXY is. It makes sense where the SPX is if we're considering that complex pullback and we get what we want. Maybe the SPX falls a bit. We see some strength in that yen. The dollar is slightly extended. Maybe we do get that, in which case 100% I take that to the upside. So, yeah, I just like where that is, you know. I like where that USD yen is. I like the fact that we've had that pullback. I like this bar. I like that we've not just completely melted from that bar, which sometimes you get. And we're just in that digestion phase from this big move. And, you know, this is what normally happens with healthy big bullish moves or bearish moves, is you need that few days to digest that move. 30-70 rule. Euros week, I'm in short EU, EG, and E-Swiss. Yeah, so you must be, if you shorted them yesterday, Syed, you must be all right. Check GJ. I was short GA and hit stop loss. Yeah, that's unfortunate sale. You place order above the orange zone in your UJ analysis. Yeah, so for me, I don't get too complicated on where I place my order. I can actually take this all the way back here if you want. So for me, because of where we are here, okay, here, here, here. I know we've had a slight fake out there, but like I said, I consider that a fake to the upside. In which case, if you look at the daily chart here, right, so what day was this? The 1st of November. So if you go on the daily chart, 1st of November is there. So really, with this corrective, it just wasn't enough for this impulse, which is often where you see these fake outs happening. Anyway, by the by, I don't get too complicated. I just place my breakout order a few pips above the area, not as much as that, probably there. Stop loss would be where it is. I don't get too pernickety because I think that plays with your mind. You know, if you're thinking, oh, well, should I put it here? Or if you have a slight movement there, should I put it just above here? For me, it's a rough break of the zone. You know, I'm just looking for a break. I don't get too complicated with it, and that is perfectly fine by me. But obviously not now, you know, after this. But I do think the UJ could be a nice pair to trade. I do. All right, let me know if you want me to look at anything. Let me go through GJ to the long side. GJ to the long side. If you could, 40 people watching, thank you very much. If you could give me a like on the video, try to get 25 likes for day 2 of no smoking, that would be nice. GJ to the long side. I did like this yesterday. I think someone was asking about GJ. Here, nice wedging structure before the break, fake out, V reversal. There you go, there's your V reversal. Those breakout orders are trapped in there. Everybody stops being taken out, and it continues to the upside. Manipulation. Manipulation. Absolutely. GJ to the upside. Yeah, I mean, you've still got to remember it is counter trend. Okay, so this isn't nice. You're getting your possible bottoming out structure here. Maybe your smaller V reversal on smaller time frames. 4 hour is breaking through here. There's no context. There's not enough context for me to take that long. But yeah, I would just be a little bit wary. I think that's what I would say. I would just be a little bit wary on this. You could say fake out to the downside, not ready, move up, maybe stop locations, continuation to the downside because that's where you are on the daily. Yeah, we can't discount what has happened. Although the news has come out, I know that, but we can't discount this. Right? We can't discount that. So, yeah, pullback could be on the cards. Could it change trend? Absolutely. If the pound wants to get momentum, which has been weak. Let's have a look at the smaller time frames. So we have broken and closed on the smaller time frames there. There's just no, it's just a basing structure, is it? But this is a decent move. Yeah, I wouldn't look at, maybe on a pullback, maybe on some price acceptance above this area, 20 up here, continuation, but it could certainly go. I'll be honest with you, I'll sit on the fence with that. I'll sit on the fence. I could see both sides of the argument. But if you're asking me if it looks bullish or bearish right now, I'd say, yeah, it looks bullish. You know, clearly it looks a bit more bullish than bearish. But you do have that 200 here as well, which will be an area of dynamic resistance to price. So there's a few obstacles there, but if it works out long, it could certainly work out long, yeah. I was short on GA. Yeah, sorry, done that. Do you place the US oil, Andreas, US oil? US oil. US, oh, you're giving me ones that are quite hard to analyze today, guys. US oil. What are we thinking here? Possibly this? But you're going against that trend? Not that, it's not a very good line. Possibly this? Considering where we are on the daily, you had your complex here, it pushed on, it didn't quite break B wave. So this is considered B wave here. This is obviously a bearish bar. This is a bullish bar. Could be looking at our V reversal to have a deeper corrective from what's been a relatively healthy uptrend. You know, if your volume's coming in here, not really, no. But I mean, there was your naked FOREX trade, inverted hammer on the daily. This is a difficult one as well, to be honest with you. I would say, if you get, so I'm off the bat looking at this. That's what I'll be potentially looking for. But if you get a break in a close above this area, or you get something like this, this will look good for continuation of that long-term trend. But you're in between moving averages here. You've got some bearish price action here on the lower time frames. I don't know Andreas, which direction are you looking? Are you in a trade or not in a trade? It could go either way, mate. It could go either way. If you get a more or evening star here, bit of volume coming in on this bearish bar underneath those moving averages, then you could look for this. But again, you can't discount that we are in an uptrend. But also you can't discount this bar and this bar. So I'll sit on the fence. Thanks for 30 likes, guys. I appreciate that. Did I do the DXY? No, I didn't do the DXY. I will do the DXY now for you, AJ. It is bullish. It is bullish. From the daily longer term perspective, I'm talking, all of this. This looks great. Dollar looks good. I was kind of thinking maybe we get something deeper here, but we didn't. We got a pullback to that 20 in continuation. So I wouldn't, right now, because of what's happened here, I wouldn't want to pick a top in this trend. I would just be going for dollar bulls. Dollar looks bullish. I would continue with that until the market tells you otherwise. So for me, play the trend. The trend is your friend. Dollar could have a good last quarter, going into the end of the year, considering this whole structure. This looks nice. You know, simple chart patterns here, head and shoulders, and we are pushing on. You know, maybe I could even taken a break there, but I think, anyway, hindsight is a very easy thing. I don't think I wanted enough there for continuation to the upside. So yeah, dollar definitely bullish. Oh, sorry, the $50 competition. Sorry, guys. Okay, so the $50 competition before I go is in, we're going to do it in pound USD because I think it can go anywhere, basically. So it's quite a difficult one. So yeah, get your answers into chat where you think the pound USD is going. We are on a downtrend. The dollar looks strong. The pound looks strong. It's playing two kind of strong currencies together. We've had what looked to be a possible pullback for continuation. That has failed, now breaking above this area. So, yeah, I mean, this could be a larger complex for continuation. If we put a fib on it from this area, maybe we're tagging that 50. USD pairs like that 50, and pound falls off and we move to the downside. I think I'm going to go with that trend. So we're Tuesday today. So Tuesday, I think the pound might have a day or two. So today's Tuesday, maybe Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah, I'm going to go that. So I'm going to say we're back underneath this level on Friday, which is 1.34033. So 1.34033. That's what I'm going to go with. I think the pound doesn't sustain, but I could be massively wrong. AJ, we just say, yeah, it's just a little competition. Just say what price you think. Try and be as, just what price you think. GJ will be at this time on Friday, the start of my Friday stream, and you win $50, which you can have in cash or you can join RTFX. Link in the description. Thoughts on Aussie dollar? All right, Sahil, I'll do Aussie dollar, and then I will be off ski. To not have a cigarette. Lovely. Ugh. Aussie dollar, looking for shorts on the 4 hour. Looking for shorts on the 4 hour. Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's losing momentum. I think Nick had a trade in that recently. Or I think Nick had a trade in that yesterday. I don't really like that. You could be in for potentially this. If the dollar gets overextended, SPX starts to push, maybe that would strengthen up that Aussie before continuation. But I think, you could even be getting this on this smaller time frames, something like that for continuation. This is just not a nice pullback, but it certainly can move to the downside. So, yeah, path of least resistance is to the downside. You could even enter, if you consider this a catalyst, this 4 hour here, that would be your entry, right? Your reason to enter on a little bit of volume. Yes, okay, it's over London Open. Going with that trend. I think Nick had it here. Basically, Nick had it there. Roughly around that trend line. No, I don't really like trend lines, but roughly around where it's tagging for movement to the downside. So, yeah, maybe, yeah. If you want to short it and it fits your strategy, for me, there's an entry. Very similar to there, I guess. There's your entry. Maybe there was your entry. Simple chart patterns. And they make some difference. Let's see if this came on volume. See that came on increasing volume here, albeit this looks better than this, right? Difference. The difference between that's clean, it's technical theory, that's impulse corrective. You've even got an evening star there on increasing volume. That's exactly what you want to see. And we move to the downside. This, not so much, but path of least resistance is to the downside. So yeah, maybe. All right, guys. Okay, get all your answers in. If you're watching this on catch up, comment down below. Remember, answers are going to be in today or else it's kind of cheating. So, yeah, and I'll announce the $50 win on Friday. Remember, if you are a little bit of a plug, RTFX, links are there. We give away a 50K monthly. I haven't been able to give away these for about 4 months now, just because we're a new business, but I want to give these away. So if you're looking to get these funding challenges and potentially maybe you can't afford them, which some people can't, that's what we try and do. We also give away $200 to one member every month. And hey, why not, right? All right, guys, I appreciate you coming. Smash that like, get me to 40, and I'll see you all tomorrow. I'll do another one tomorrow, and then back on Friday. Trade safe. Peace.